Hi, I'm Mira Vega from Guild of Agents. You just crushed that sales call. The energy was there, the client said yes, and now? You're staring at a blank document trying to remember everything you promised. What if that conversation could write itself into a polished proposal? Automatically? That's not a fantasy, that's what Agentic AI is doing right now. In the next few minutes, we'll show you exactly how it works.
You know that feeling, right? You have a fantastic meeting, it's full of great ideas, but the second that call ends, all that momentum just vanishes. Well, today, we're going to dive into a new way of AI that actually captures that energy. It automatically turns your talk into tasks, basically transforming your conversations into real, concrete business assets. Just think about that for a second. Seriously, what if the summary of your sales call could almost instantly become a polished, ready-to-review statement of work? I know, it sounds a little bit like science fiction, but this is the very real problem that a new kind of AI workflow is being built to solve right now.
Ah, yes, the post-meeting paperwork problem. We all know this feeling. The call was amazing, you really connected with the client, you agreed on all the next steps, and then boom, you're staring at a mountain of admin work. This is such a universal pain point for so many of us.
Yeah, all that creative energy from the meeting just gets sucked into the drudgery of drafting summaries, writing those follow-up emails, and then painstakingly building proposals from a blank page. It's not just tedious, you know? It's a huge waste of time, and it's where all the valuable little details and nuance from the original conversation can just get lost in translation.
So how do we fix this? Well, the answer seems to lie in something called an agentic workflow. Now, this is not your standard automation. Instead of just following simple, rigid rules, an agentic AI can actually reason, it can plan, and it can use tools to get complex jobs done all on its own. In short, it actually thinks.
Okay, so let's break this down because the difference here is huge. Traditional automation, it's like an old-school assembly line. It just follows these very rigid if this, then that commands, and it needs perfect structured data to even work. But an agentic AI, totally different ballgame. It can take messy, unstructured stuff, like a real human conversation from a meeting transcript, and actually make sense of it, reason about it, and make smart decisions based on the context.
All right, so how does this magic trick actually happen? Let's follow the data and see where it goes. We're going to break down the 5 key steps that take a raw, messy conversation and turn it into a polished, professional document. You can think of this as an AI assembly line. First, the system ingests the raw transcript. Then, step 2, it normalizes that data into a standard format. This basically acts like a universal translator for conversation, so it doesn't matter if the call was on Zoom or Teams or whatever. Now, step 3 is absolutely crucial. It enriches the transcript by pulling in extra info from your CRM, like past client history. Only then, with all that juicy context, does the AI agent reason about what needs to go in the document. And finally, step 5, it delivers a draft. And this is key, not to the client, but to you for a quick final review. Now, building a system like this is pretty cool for sure. But what makes it truly powerful, what makes it last, is a core innovation that acts like a universal plug for all the different pieces. And this is the classic tech nightmare, isn't it? You build your whole system around one specific AI model or one database. Then a year from now, a much better AI comes out, or you decide to switch CRMs. Do you really have to rebuild the entire thing from scratch?
Well, not if you use something called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short. The easiest way to think of it is as a universal adapter. It's an open standard that creates a common language, a kind of contract, for how an AI model talks to all its tools, whether that tool is a database, an API, or a file system.
In this quote just hits the nail on the head. It's a USB-C port for AI. Think about it. You don't care what brand your keyboard or your external hard drive is. As long as they have a USB-C plug, they just work with your computer. MCP does the exact same thing for AI and its tools. So here's the bottom line. MCP basically separates the AI's brain from its hands. This means you can upgrade your AI model or switch out your database tools without having to tear down and rebuild your entire workflow. It's what makes the whole system flexible and truly future-proof. Okay, so that's the theory. But let's talk about the real-world impact. Because at the end of the day, all this clever technology is only useful if it actually helps us work smarter, not harder. And making smart choices from the get-go is absolutely key. Just look at this data on latency. If you decide to rely on the Microsoft Teams API for your transcript, you could be waiting up to 2 hours for the data. That completely kills the whole promise of a quick, automated follow-up. That's why a system like this strategically uses a tool like Read AI.
It's not just that it's immediate, it's also way easier to set up and gives you data that's already in a standard format. It's a small architectural choice that has a massive impact on how well the whole thing works. Another critical piece of the puzzle is how the human stays involved. This is not about blind automation. The AI never, ever sends a contract directly to a client. It creates a draft for the human expert. So your job completely shifts. You go from spending 30 minutes writing something from a blank page to spending just 2 minutes reviewing a nearly perfect draft. This human-in-the-loop approach is how you get the best of both worlds: AI speed and 100% human accuracy. And the result of all of this? A staggering 90% reduction in the time it takes to draft these critical documents. That's not just time saved, that's a fundamental change in your workflow. It means faster sales cycles, quicker responses, and more time for you to focus on the high-value, strategic work that, frankly, an AI can't do.
So as we wrap this up, I'll just leave you with this question. We've just seen how AI can turn simple meeting notes into complex contracts. Now think about your own work. What is that one tedious, repetitive, post-meeting task that you absolutely dread the most? Because chances are, an AI agent is getting ready to do it for you.
So here's your next move. Stop letting great conversations disappear into busy work. I've got a full white paper breaking down exactly how to build workflows like this, but it won't be free forever. Click the link in the description right now to grab it and join our free school community where we're helping teams actually put these strategies into action. See you inside.